Tall shade trees, hey, they can be wonderful, especially in the heat of the summer months. But they can also drop leaves, they might cause other kinds of problems, and sometimes your neighbor may not like having that large tree adjacent to or starting to come over their property. Well, that brings us to this week's case. Involves two neighbors in Virginia, and there one neighbor had a very large tree that was starting to come over the property line of his neighbor. The neighbor who was there next to the tree said, "Hey, buddy, this tree is starting to give me some problems. It's growing underneath my property. The roots are starting to push up, pavers in the back on my patio, and it's only going to get worse. I would appreciate it if you would do something, especially cut those roots that are going underneath my property." Neighbor with tree said, "Wait a second, you know, there really isn't any damage right now, and so I don't think you need to be concerned with this, and I'm not going to do anything." "Well, please do something." "No, I'm not going to do anything." Well, guess what? Neighbor who was concerned, felt he was going to have damage and was having damage, sues neighbor with the tree. Goes to court. The judge hears the evidence and says, "Gee, based on the evidence, I really don't see any true damage right now," and denies the injunction. Says neighbor with tree doesn't have to do anything. Well, neighbor who didn't like tree appeals all the way up to the Virginia Supreme Court. And up there, the Virginia Supreme Court said some very interesting things. But basically it said, if there is imminent danger of harm, if it's going to happen relatively soon, or if it is going to happen, you in fact can have that tree removed or at least have some kind of action taken so the harm won't come about. What they did is they looked at the trial court evidence and they said, you know, there is some evidence here, mainly testimony from an arborist who said that the tree was only 1/2 its age, that was going to live to be at least 120 years old, that was going to get bigger and frankly going to start pushing up more and more roots. Arborist said, yeah, it's going to start to produce some real problems. Court said, wait, you, trial court, need to take a look at that evidence and you need to carefully consider this case. And if you find that there is imminent harm that might be coming along, well then you need to grant that injunction and cause something to be done that prevents that tree from causing harm to the neighbor who was complaining about it. All right, we bring you this case here in the heat of the summer so you can understand how the law works. And as I've often said here, if you understand how the law works, you can make it work for you. I'm David Allen.